And that's where his brain flipped, and he's like, there's something disconnected between their conscious mind and their subconscious mind. They know what they're supposed to do, but they cannot do it.
Hey guys, welcome to the Two Thumbs Up podcast. Dr. Todd here. Today I got my new friend Lesha Arnold with us. Yeah. Thank you for coming on the Two Thumbs Up podcast.
Yeah.
How are you doing today?
Good, great.
Awesome.
It's a beautiful day. Some sun. We haven't had that for a while.
So Lesha does hypnotherapy, and I wanted to kind of dive into that a little bit today and sort of explore, who you are, why you're doing it, what your results have been, and one thing I really love to talk about is what you've learned from it.
Perfect.
And how it can assist humanity.
Yeah.
Which has been your experience. So
that's great.
Let's kind of back up a little bit and talk about where'd you grow up and, where'd you get your starts?
Okay.
Yeah.
I grew up in Riverton, Utah, and I had 4 brothers, the only girl. Yeah. And I got married. I moved to New York to be a nanny after I graduated high school. And that kind of popped, I would say, my bubble for living in Utah that I wasn't used to. And then came back. I worked as a loan processor during the boom.
Of which one? I've
2008.
Been through a few. 2008.
So I started in about 2003. Followed it to 2007.
Yeah.
Got married.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not loans, but my wife had a home design company. Anyway, so we went through that whole. So I know that.
Yeah, you experienced that.
Yeah.
And then got married to my husband in 2006, and had 3 kids. And then I would say my plateau was at one point. Marriage just wasn't what I thought it was. And I was very disappointed, and I was very, I would just say disappointed. And I didn't know how to deal with disappointment. And so I just kept doing.
Did you have a vision of what it was supposed to be?
Yeah, I think I just always thought which is interesting, not my parents they didn't have a great marriage. So I don't know where my vision came from. I just thought I had an easy childhood and I'm a great person, so I will have a great marriage.
Yeah.
I think that's where it came from.
So 2006, when were your kiddos born? So
I had a son born in 2008, a daughter in 2011, and a daughter in 2014.
So you had at least one of each and then another one.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Yes.
And so, you went through that whole process. I'm assuming the marriage ended?
No.
No, it's still going.
It's still going.
Same marriage.
Same marriage.
Oh yeah. So because you were leading to the point where did this thing end?
Just very disappointed. And
disappointed. Well, welcome to it.
Yeah. And I think at first I was.
We won't tell them. It wasn't disappointing.
No, it wasn't. Well, at first it was, like you said, growing up. I thought it was the factors around me, and I never was turning the light on myself.
I see.
That I was accountable for my own actions, that I was accountable for my life, that I was accountable for my own choices. I think that I had never realized any of those things.
So what have you learned about accountability?
Just that I'm in charge. And I have to take control if I want control, and I can't control anybody else around me but myself.
I love it. Perfect. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So you're rolling along, life's going, doing its thing, and you one day woke up and said, I'm going to be a hypnotherapist. Is that what happened?
I walked into a retreat, which was helping with the marriage. I was doing therapy and meditating and retreats, and I was trying to fix this marriage.
I see.
And this woman walked in, just amazing presence, like beautiful, probably in her 50s, beautiful gray curly hair. And I was like, who is this woman? And I got to know her, talk to her. Her name was Erica Flint. And she's like, I'm a hypnotist. And I said, what does that even mean? She's like, well, I have a couple books that you can read, and I have a course that you can take. And so it probably took me about a year to do all of that and figure out if that's the route that I wanted to go. But just the way that she talked about it, how you can help people. And I always wanted to help people because I wanted to fix myself.
And so you started, you got your training. And did she have a
Yeah.
program that you did?
Yes.
And it's called?
Cascade something. Sorry.
It's fine.
Cascade.
No worries. And then
Cascade
you
Hypnosis.
have a company called Millcreek Hypnosis.
Correct. Yeah.
And how long have you been doing that?
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
So you meet this beautiful, amazing person.
Yes.
And so you started down this road.
Yes.
Right? So you did all the training there.
Yeah.
And what were when you first actually were doing hypnosis for yourself?
Yes.
If you don't, what were some of if you opened, can we just have a,
yeah, absolutely.
What were some of the things that were coming up for you?
So a lot of the things that were coming up for
emotion, like what were you learning?
A lot of emotions were that my beliefs were my parents' beliefs from my childhood.
So would you call those limiting beliefs?
Yes, absolutely.
Some sort of stuck belief system.
Yeah. And a lot of the ways I felt about myself were also my parents. And not to their fault at all.
Exactly.
Our parents did the best that they could with what they had in the moment.
Yeah.
And I didn't blame them for anything, but it was realizing that a lot of those beliefs were not mine.
So what would you say to folks that still hold and everyone, we've all had parents, yes. I mean, absolutely. Based on results, we're here, right?
Yes.
What would you say to those? Advice is not a word I don't. What wisdom would you share with people about not holding their parents in contempt?
As I've talked to a lot of people, they say, oh, my childhood was great. And I always said that. My childhood was great. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to put any blame on my parents, and I don't want them to feel bad. And I don't, but as I've said to people, I think you don't realize that they did the best that they could, but there still needs to be forgiveness because everybody makes mistakes. And so understanding that everybody can be forgiven, and sometimes we hold things in our bodies, our subconscious, that our parents need to be forgiven for, so we can let go of it.
And as someone chooses that forgiveness, what are some of the miracles you've seen in yourself, and then others, when it comes to that healing, that beautiful healing mechanism of forgiveness?
I think it's just freeing and allowing yourself to have your own beliefs and your own truths and be free of those holding on to that, like they did the best that they could, but it wasn't
because even that feels dogmatic, doesn't it? It feels controlled.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
So open to their new ways of seeing.
Yes.
And their new possibilities.
Yes.
And in turn, what has that done for your relationship with the one that would we say it was disappointing? Like the one.
My marriage.
Yeah. The disappointment.
So honestly, marriage. What it's really allowed me to do is realize that I can learn to love him the way he is. And if I'm not willing to do that, then I need to step away.
Come here, give you a hug. That is, yes.
Yeah.
So learn together.
Yeah. And learn that we all are human and we all make mistakes and we all aren't he's not going to do exactly what I want him to do because he's not me.
So I have this, I'm going to ask you this question. So, but I'm going to kind of lay a little groundwork before I ask this. So I have this thing, a mechanism I've created for myself, and I want to get your opinion on it. Okay. Or your ideas on it. I call it my 80-20 rule.
Okay.
So in my life, whatever relationship it is, my wife, my kiddos is a little bit different.
Okay.
My wife, my business, the employees, everybody, my friends, whatever. I have this 80-20 rule, and I get to decide what 80-20 looks like.
Okay.
Right? But with myself, if I'm not 100% with myself, I'm off. It's not working.
Yeah.
So I get to be 100% with myself.
Yeah.
But in life, I could be in relationship with you, and I could say, you know what? This relationship with Lesha, it works 80% of the time or greater.
Okay.
I can deal with 20% not working.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I look at it even with my Melanie. It's like, wait, okay. Sometimes I'm like, this is not working.
Yeah.
Right? But most of the time I could say, you know what? I actually still love doing this.
Yeah.
So what I hear you describing is with your situation is sort of that. Like, we learn to do this together. Because
Absolutely.
maybe at 20% of the time,
Yeah.
he's a disappointment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But 80% of the time, like, or higher.
Yeah.
But if it dips into the 50-50, who wants to be 50-50?
Yeah.
That's lame.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You
So
want
what
to
has been your,
thrive.
like, so how would you describe your learning about being in that marriage relationship with him?
I would say, like, as you say, if I can come in 100%, then I can always take accountability.
100%.
Then, and it works if I can take accountability. And I think that you're right. Like, in sometimes I can't show up 100% some days. And I know if I can have the realization of that, that's my own actions and my own accountabilities. And maybe
Yeah.
I need to take a long shower and revisit some thoughts and recalibrate where I want to be in that relationship, then
Yes.
yeah.
And so hypnotherapy
Yes.
for you
Yes.
has been this amazing tool.
Yes.
Can you share with us the process?
Yeah.
And whoever hears this, check out go find her. Right?
Yeah.
Do this. But talk to us about the process and just kind of, because there's this, would you say that this is an area where it's a little bit, can be scary. As a matter of fact,
Yes.
Your reviews are excellent, though, by the way.
Yes.
But there's one I read that said, I was a little nervous
Yeah.
about doing this. I think she actually said the word scared.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
what would you tell folks
scary.
about that piece, and how would you give them a little
Okay.
piece about it?
So a little background, there's a lot of modalities of hypnosis.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people have created them over the years. So the one that I do, it's called 5-Path, and it was created by a gentleman named Cal Benyon.
Mm-hmm.
So he created it because he was a therapist for the state, and he was going into families, and it was the state's last ditch effort to get the kids, to have the families keep the kids, to have the parents keep the kids. So he was going into these parents and saying, hey, I need you to wake up and feed them and get them to school. The basic minimum,
Yeah.
right? And the parents could not do it. And that's where his brain flipped, and he's like, there's something disconnected between their conscious mind and their subconscious mind. They know what they're supposed to do, but they cannot do it. And so he created this 5-Path where you come in, and it's 5 to 6 sessions. So that's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
You come in my office, and the first session is just like let's see if you can be hypnotized. Most people can. I would say 95% of people can. I've had a gentleman who was too old and kept falling asleep and couldn't hear me. So if you can't communicate with me, then it's harder. So it was hard for him. And then you would come in, we do
I ask
like
about
a
him,
soft.
though?
Yeah.
Because if someone goes that relaxed,
Yeah.
is there still processing that's happening for him, or is he just unconscious? I mean, there's conscious,
Yeah.
subconscious, and then unconscious. Right?
Yeah.
So,
And once you
yeah.
actually fall into sleep, then the hypnosis is not.
I see.
But you can do hypnosis when you are asleep. You can listen. So there is some process, but I can't do the work because I need to ask you questions.
So your experience has been 95% of people will go into a hypnotic state.
Yes.
And so you talk about the conscious and the subconscious.
Correct.
And so in that process of hypnosis, right?
Yeah.
I love it, by the way. It's so
Awesome.
wonderful. How are those connections being made? What do you see happening for people?
Okay, so I would explain the conscious mind. They say it's like 7 to 9 things that are going on around you that you can pick up on or retain that information. But our body is retaining thousands of things as we're sitting here. And so it's picking up everything that's going on around me, everything that's happening. Mm-hmm. And so when I hypnotize you, I'm talking to your subconscious mind. And I even had a client the other day who said, my conscious mind keeps popping in and wanting to like chime in and tell me what to do. She's like, and I keep saying, hey, like, we're okay. We don't need you to process this information right now.
Right.
But I would say, so your subconscious, I can just dive deep, and I just do inner child work with your subconscious.
And talk to us about inner child work.
Okay, so inner child work is we would pull up something in your past. So it is usually attached to a feeling. There's usually a feeling of, for example, I'm not enough. So we would pull up this feeling of I'm not enough, and we would go back to an earlier time that you felt that way. And maybe you felt that way when you were 12, when mom said, I hate how you do this. And you just internalized, mom didn't mean anything by it, but you internalized, oh, that
Mom
means
hates me.
Mom hates me.
Right.
I'm not enough.
Yeah.
I can't do it right. I'll never do anything right. So we go back to that time, and then we bring in a higher self or a higher person.
Like a higher perspective.
A higher perspective, which is like your perfect higher self. And we have them come tell that 10-year-old exactly what they needed to hear in that moment. Hey, mom is stressed, and she didn't mean that. And you are perfect just the way you are. And you're going to make mistakes, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And so I teach these people to talk to themselves. And
they're learning through your words that
yes.
direction.
But I've also had a lot of clients who were like, I didn't know what to say. And then you said something, and I wanted to say something completely opposite. I was like, that's perfect.
Perfect, yeah.
I'm your guide. I do not want to tell you what to say. No, not at all. I want you to know what to say to yourself.
Isn't that beautiful to walk beside somebody?
That's what's beautiful about it is I'm not telling you anything. I'm not telling you how to think, how to feel. I'm just having you talk to yourself.
When you talk about inner child work, there was a book way back, the Wayback Machine, Dr. Bradshaw's book on inner child work. I told you my stepdad, my dad.
Yeah.
He's a psychologist. He's written 2 books regarding it. One is called How I Got This Way and What to Do About It.
Oh, cool.
And the other one I love is one of his first ones. It's called To Know Me Is to Love Me.
Oh, okay.
And those books have been a big impact in my life. They were the first, like I said, that was when I first started taking a look at some of this stuff myself, like in the 80s.
Yeah.
But he still, to this day, my stepfather, he'll be 92 in April.
Okay.
And he's still doing it.
That's amazing.
He's still seeing people and loving it.
That's amazing.
So I love what you do. I feel like it's this beautiful opportunity for people to, when there's that stuckness, and there's so many great tools out there.
Yeah. We
had someone on last week that does breath work.
Right.
And so, would you invite people to, like, what would you say to people about, because you said earlier when we were first talking, it's like sometimes you're the last ditch effort.
Yes, I definitely
that you see.
am the last ditch effort.
Yeah, and we see that, by profession, I'm a chiropractor.
Yeah.
Welcome to chiropractic.
Yeah.
We're the last ditch effort, right?
Yeah.
It's like I've done everything, so my Uncle Steve told me to go see you, right? Like,
that's exactly.
I'm like, okay, right? So, so what would you say to people that, like, they've done all this other stuff, and then they find your office?
I would say it's a beautiful tool, like breathwork or yoga or Reiki. It's something to help you reprogram that inner love for yourself. And I don't think that people realize how much we don't have an inner love for ourselves.
Yeah.
I was always confident growing up, and I think my mom gave that to me, but there was a point in my life that I questioned, like, I don't know how to love myself. Yeah. Everybody says self-care or do things nice for yourself. That didn't ring true I'm like, I always do nice things for myself, but do I actually love myself? And so I would say it's one of those tools that can help you love yourself a little bit more. Yeah. And that's why, that I would tell people, like, that's the little tool that can help.
So when you say, and I love we're having this conversation, because love thyself. Yeah. What'd you say? So people that are going to hear this are like, well, how the heck do I do that? Because there's this mechanism where we process information and we think it's coming into our brain.
Right.
And what happens when it comes actually into our brain?
We judge it.
It gets stuck there.
It gets stuck
yes,
there.
Or we judge it. Or like she's saying, how do I love myself? Yeah. But you're processing that phrase through all of this other minutia.
Yeah.
So when you said that, you said it from a different place. You didn't say it from here.
Yeah.
To love thyself. You said it from another place or places.
Yeah.
Right. And so, because I get that, right?
Yeah.
To literally love myself. And so what would you tell people that when they hear that say, self-care, lame, that's not even what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's deeper than that.
There's a whole nother universe of possibilities here.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so what would you say to folks when they hear love thyself? What's something they could do? Obviously come see you.
Yeah.
But what are some of the daily practices they could do to actually get what you're saying?
So I would say meditation is where I really started.
And for you, what does that mean?
It was laying down on the floor for maybe 2 to 5 minutes and really just diving into my heart.
Oh, your heart.
Into my heart.
So is that a whole different place we can receive information from?
Well, and understanding that we control our feelings. So just maybe even feeling love and joy in your heart in that moment and trying to just focus on that.
So you're saying humanity could shift in about 6 inches.
Yeah.
They could go from here.
Yeah.
Maybe 8. Maybe I got a long neck.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
They could shift like that when they bring information in through their heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think through hypnosis, I can help you control those feelings and understand those feelings and where you can feel them and help release some of them.
I love it.
Yeah.
So what have you learned? I mean, earlier you said, and we talked a little bit before we started, you got into this experience called hypnosis because you wanted to help others, right? Yeah. In the process of that, what have you discovered about you?
That it helps me, that it's beautiful. Like when I'm with a client, I go into a beautiful state, and it's interesting because they eventually close their eyes. And I've never felt so much love for other human beings as in that moment. And it's kind of like a Jesus or God thing. Like I want you to see yourself the way that I see you.
Through the eyes of God.
Yeah, because I can see that beauty in those people and the vulnerability that they have when they close their eyes. And they really release all of those like fears and mistakes, and nobody's going to accept me if I say this out loud, because we all have those demons inside of us. And it's a beautiful experience to see the love that I have for these clients and the love that they can accept for themselves.
And as you've experienced that, what has that done to the love of yourself?
It's just beautiful, because then I can love my husband and accept my husband and love my kids. And he's
less of a disappointment.
Absolutely.
Maybe
we've come a long road.
Oh my gosh.
Long 18 years.
Gentlemen out there, we still have a shot.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Go see Lesha.
Yeah.
So your love for them has expanded, and your love for yourself has expanded.
Oh, immensely.
I hear people say, well, I love them more. Well, is that really? Well, how about I love them expansively, because I love myself expansively. I love the word expansion because when I see experience something expansion, it's expanding everywhere. It's
Absolutely.
Not up.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. It's like, we always hear people say, I fell in love with him or her.
Yeah.
Wait a minute here. Okay, that's surrendering I get. Falling is surrendering. However, what if I expanded into love with her? I'm like, oh, that I get.
Yeah.
Because has your love over time since you've been married literally changed for him?
Yes.
And he's less of a disappointment.
100%.
Sorry, I can't help that. What's his name?
Okay, Taft.
Taft, we love you, buddy.
Taft, we love you.
You're not a disappointment. But
it was more my disappointment in myself.
Amen. Like
when I
get it. I feel like I was. Yeah, we'll talk about that off camera. But good for Taft.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does he love what you do?
Yes, and he's definitely come around.
Was he a little resistant?
Well, he's very logical. He's an engineer.
No wonder
and
he attracted you.
And I've been kind of the flu, witchy.
Isn't that interesting how that works?
Yeah.
You're his back to his front.
Yeah, it's very true. We are
Good
very
on you.
opposites.
Yeah, I
Yes.
love that. So, where do you see yourself going from here? Like, what are you creating?
Um, Honestly, I just want to create awareness that people can love themselves more,
Yeah.
because I know that there's a lot of people out there who feel really sad with who they are and they're
Mm.
disappointed in themselves
Mm-hmm.
also. And I really just want to
Yeah.
help more people like turn that light. And especially young people. We talked about this before. I've had a lot of clients in their teens and 20s
Mm-hmm.
that really just don't know how to separate from mom and dad's beliefs of who they are.
Yeah. And there's a lot of that where we live.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And I feel like there's a lot of that. Uh, Different cultures in different ways.
For sure.
Um, um, assisting them in creating their own foundations
Correct.
instead of leaning on mom and dad's. And
Yeah.
it may work for mom and dad.
Yeah.
Zero judgment. Hey, mom and dad, if it's working for you, great on you.
Great.
But
Yeah.
I call it. We talked about this last week. I think, and I think about this a lot. It's like, no, I was talking about my buddy in Arizona the other day. We were on this hike up Camelback, and we were talking about some life experiences, and it's almost like people, myself, I was talking about myself, to go through some scorched earth experiences. And and that's actually a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
People call the dark nights of the soul or those types of things.
Yeah.
And going scorched earth in relationships with myself and others, there's this beautiful opportunity for regrowth and
Yeah.
new possibilities to grow. And so assisting young folks with recognizing that scorched earth process, some people call it depression, anxiety, PTSD, all these great diagnoses, give me a
Yeah.
break, right?
Yeah.
But you're talking about assisting these kids, knowing that them questioning their own existence is in perfect divine order.
Exactly.
And as they do so,
Yeah.
they actually wipe the slate clean or scorch the earth of their belief system or their limiting belief system or their all that self-loathing talk.
Yeah.
And you walk them with them down this road.
Yeah.
And then I'll put some roses over here. I like fir trees, so I'm going to put some over here. Or,
Yeah.
tomatoes are really yummy, so I'm going to put so they create their own new garden.
Yeah.
Is that
Absolutely.
your
You said that
experience?
beautifully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's
Yeah.
how I see it.
That's exactly how it is. Yeah. They come into my office and they're like, well, I feel that my parent feels this way about me. And if I do this, that they're still going to feel this way
Yeah.
about me. And I'm like, you have to honor and find that who you are.
And so you're really also just talking to them about what unconditional love really means.
Especially for themselves. Yeah.
Because through the eyes of God, are they unconditionally loved?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And by true love from a parent,
yes.
are they unconditionally loved?
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a great opportunity for parents to learn and kids to learn.
Yeah. I have had a lot of kids or teens.
Yeah.
I don't really see anybody under the age of 16.
Mm-hmm.
Just it's hard for them to hold still
Yeah.
for a long period of time. And the sessions are about usually an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
But I've had parents who come in after their kids have, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful to see them understand what their children are doing.
Do they come in like, hey, what have you been doing with my kid?
No,
sometimes.
They kind of come in and they're like, hey, we just had a conversation. They came home and had a really hard conversation with me and Dad. And now I want to know what you're doing.
Good on them. Humility is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So where you see yourself going is just assisting humanity and people.
I don't have crazy. I want to be happy and help people.
Well, that's that comes natural for you.
Yeah. I mean, I like what I'm doing now. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. We have what you do on the conscious subconscious level, and I see all these correlations between what we do on the traumatic brain space as well, mild to moderate traumatic brain injury, and a lot of people that we've talked about earlier that have a concussive event. There's a biochemical, a neurochemical reaction, and so whether it's emotional trauma,
yeah,
or mechanical trauma, oftentimes the neurologic biochemical response is very similar. So, like, for example, you have a person that had, at 12 years old, had a emotionally traumatic event. Or you have a person that's 17 and gets hit on a Friday night and they have a mechanical event. Yeah. The biochemistry is very, very similar.
Okay.
We get this sympathetic or this cortisol release or this glutamate thing happening in the brain. What you're describing so wonderfully is in hypnosis, you're walking with them down this road and they're literally going from fight or flight fear mode, which is stuck energy, to what we call parasympathetic or oxytocin, love of thyself. And it's very, very similar to what we do with our physical therapy here when it comes to the brain injury folks. And so I love these conversations because I find these correlations and these physical mechanisms that whether it's an emotional event or it's a physical event of quote unquote trauma, scorched earth, where a realization that I'm injured or I've felt fear, there's tons of correlation physiologically with what you're describing and with what we do here with brain injury. So I love that. I love those spaces and those ideas and the new discoveries. I mean, there's so much cool stuff that's coming out with hypnosis. Yes. And we talked about EMDR a little bit with vestibular training and ocular motor training. And so I love that there's this huge awareness happening when it comes to, these types of, getting in touch with different levels of our being.
Right. And there's so many tools out there.
So many great tools.
You don't just have to go to your regular primary doctor anymore.
Yeah. And I feel like that's such, when people there's possibilities laid out before them. Yeah. It allows us to all be at choice. And it's like, I call it the smorgasbord of life. Like my wife, she makes these charcuterie boards and they're delicious, right? And I'm like, oh, I got some grapes over here and these crackers are yummy. And then there's chocolate. I'm like this beautiful smorgasbord of possibilities when they know they have opportunities to see a person, you're professional. This. Yeah. Do you see the smorgasbord? Like this charcuterie board of like, oh, there's some meats over there, or there's some grape. I love it. And so information is key.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like, I think of the word information, information. Yeah. As people begin to see possibilities, this beautiful puzzle, this beautiful tapestry of existence is woven and created. And so I love that you have this gift.
Well, thank you
for sharing it with humanity, because it actually makes me it's time.
Yeah.
It's time for people to see the charcuterie board of life.
And that's, I think, there's a lot of things out there that people just aren't aware that are out there for them. Yeah.
So will you do me a favor?
I'd love to.
Keep on keeping on.
Thank you. I would love to.
Do your thing. And I love that you have a passion for it. I love that you see the gift that it brings to people and to yourself. And I'm super grateful for you. So thanks for coming on the Two Thumbs Up podcast.
Thanks so much for having me.
And you get to take your little cup home. We always like to do this at the end. We cheers our water. Thank you. And water. Anyway, thanks guys. Go see Lesha with an L, Arnold, Millcreek Hypnosis. Do you have Instagram and social stuff? Can you tell them?
Millcreek, I think, what's his name? At Millcreek Hypnosis.
Look up Millcreek Hypnosis. And she's got a lot of fun reviews. Check them out. Up there in Millcreek, Utah. Beautiful place. Just even go be up in that part of the city. So we love you. Thanks for tuning in to Two Thumbs Up podcast. And we'll see you down the road. Thank you.